16 when he won that championship as a teenager. And Max Coates looks right, he looks left as they go towards the bubbly curve at turn 1. There is the view from Max Coates' car. The third place Audi just ahead. Critical championship points. He is not interested in fourth place, not one bit. He wants that third place. He wants every point he can, and he wants to dispatch one of his championship rivals. The Audi holds the inside line as they go through the S section. You've got to be careful, Max Coates, because Christopher Haas still wants to get involved. He's not really worried about championship points. Max Coates showing his nose now. Third, fourth, fifth, all together here, and Max Coates has got the inside line. Here's the onboard camera. He's got his nose in front, but is he going to have the right line going into the next corner? They fan out, three abreast here. Mercedes to the right, Audi to the left, and then another Audi on the other side as well, and Kelvin van der Linde fends him off, and Max Coates coming under attack now from Christopher Haas, who's nipping at his heels, almost runs into the back of the Mercedes. It's still Audi, Mercedes, Audi, third, fourth and fifth, no change, but goodness me, that was close, and here he comes again. Attacking, defending at the same time, running out wide. Here is Kelvin van der Linde. This is an opportunity for Max Coates, but the right-hander comes up and saves the South African. Third for now, but this is going to be an extraordinarily long 6 minutes, isn't it, to try and keep Max Coates behind. It's like a leaking dam, and he's trying to put his thumb in every hole, and it keeps sprouting out, it keeps coming at him. This yellow missile, thrilling stuff here for potential championship glory to come. Maybe neither of them will win the championship, but they've got to try. They've got to try and win every single point here and get this third place finish. And Christopher Haas is the dark horse here. He's not really involved in the fight for championship points, just wants a podium finish, and he's getting stuck in. It's being a real pain here for Max Coates. He's got the inside line for turn 1. Is he going to go through? I think he is, yes. He goes through at turn 1, and Max Coates now, instead of being third, instead of being fourth, he's fifth. But look, he's coming back again. And the Mercedes once more will have the inside line, and Max Coates gets the position back, but look, he's lost time to Kelvin van der Linde. He doesn't need this, he doesn't need the hassle. He wants to be going forwards, not defending his position, and he also wishes the pink and white BWT car was not there, but it is. And he's got every right to be there, and he's got every right to battle for third or fourth or fifth positions. Sheldon van der Linde can hardly breathe. He's got to trust in his brother now to fend off. There's a huge battle going on for 8th place just behind as well. Luca Ludwig is still fending off Kevin Estre. Dries van Toor's Audi is up there in 10th place. Sebastian Asch just outside the points in 11th position. So a huge squabble going on. In fact, Claudia Hürtgen is in that as well. So from 6th to 10th, huge battle. Here's a replay of Max Coates going wheel to wheel, toe to toe with Christopher Haas. Incident involving car number 20 under investigation. That's Kim Louis Schramm in the Mercedes. Right, gather your thoughts, gather your breath. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock before the time ticks down to 0. And we're into the very, very final stages of the race. Plus 1 lap at the end of the time running out, don't forget. It's at 60 minutes plus 1 lap. So there is still time here for Max Coates to get through. The flag cannot come quickly enough for Kelvin van der Linde, and the gap from first to second is down to less than a second as they cross the line. Carl Witz just 0.9 seconds clear of Hamene. The Corvette ahead of the Porsche, but only just. Then this squabble for third place. It could all completely change here in the final few minutes of the race. It's going to be a grandstand finish, this. Ludwig has gone up to 7th place. Up to down to 8th place has gone Beretta in the Lamborghini. 9th place is Dries van Toor. Kevin Estre has gone backwards for the first time in the race, down to 10th spot. And here, contact, wheel-to-wheel contact, and off and into the barriers for the number 25 Audi. 26 Audi, rather. Timo Scheider was coming together with the 42 car. And the BWT Muka Motorsport car, Stefan Muka, out and down the order and into the barriers. Out of the points anyway, those cars. And that incident now under investigation. Right, here we go again. Max Coates has got himself... Now, Christopher Haas has been left, hasn't he? He's been pushed out of the fight. Leave this to us, he says. This is between me and him. Oh, there's bits flying off the Audi now of Kelvin van der Linde's car. A bit lighter, yes, but a bit less aerodynamic as well in the car. Disintegrating a little bit there. There's obviously been some contact. But it's still going quickly enough to hold on to 3rd place. It's through the apex of the corners where the Audi just runs out of grip. Over the line goes 1st and 2nd. with how long left on the clock? 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. I reckon 3 laps to go. There will be... I can't watch, he says, Sheldon van der Linde. I cannot watch this. How is this happening? They keep coming after us. And Christopher Haas is not out of it yet at all. He's come back into it completely in the final sector of that lap. And if the 2 ahead of him get into a bit of argy-bargy, I tell you what, he's going to be in like Flynn to try and get 3rd place. Was it? Yeah, it was running wide over the curbs. Didn't help, did it, with the bodywork coming wide. Christopher Haas dived out of the way instinctively, but nothing to worry about there. He survives. Van der Linde in 3rd place by 0.4 of a second as they cross the line. The gap from 1st to 2nd is still 0.9 of a second. Slightly quicker, and I mean slightly, by a few thousandths on that lap was Karvits, the race leader, than the Porsche of Hamanay. Bit of an advantage here, deep into the corner though, and here comes the Mercedes again. Better through the corner, better under traction. Van der Linde understeering, but the straight line speed is still pretty good, and he pulls back away again. So they make their way up through now towards the end. The middle part of the lap into the stadium section they come. Through the S's, no way through here. Race leaders I can see coming into the Sachs curve, and that gap looks like it's come down as well. It's a fight for the lead of the race as they come through into the Sud curve with just 23 seconds left on the clock. So they're going to get to the line before the clock runs out as Max Scotts has a look at the inside through the Sachs curve, but the Audi stays ahead just over the line with 12 seconds to go. Goes Karvits, the gap's down to 0.8 seconds between Karvits and Hamanay. Here through the Sud curve, they come for the penultimate time. It will be 2 laps to go, including the one they have just started. The battle for 3rd and 4th and maybe 5th positions here, with Christopher Haas trying to get stuck in as well. Claudia Hürtgen still going well in 6th place, with Luca Ludwig in the Ferrari 7th. There's only about a second between those two as well. Dries van Toor up to 8th. Kevin Estres back up to 9th, and Beretta and the Lamborghinis dropped 2 places down to 10th on that lap. Time down to 0. It ticked down to 0 after they started the lap. So they finished this one, then plus 1 lap. They can see to the left of the picture coming out of the hairpin, the top 2. Still Daniel Karvits hanging on to this, but Hamanay doing his damnedest to close the gap. Max Scotts, can he find a way through this time? The door left invitingly open once more. He gets up the inside once more, but takes the tighter line through the corner. He can't get the power down as quickly as he'd like to. And again, teasing him there, the Audi. Hold your breath. Don't look. Where do you look? You can't look and you can't not look if you're Sheldon van der Linde. This has been a very, very long 20 minutes or so for him, but Kelvin's doing a great job of fending off Max Scotts. He caught them oh so quickly, didn't he? Was helped, had that bit of breathing space when Christopher Haas got back alongside and back in front of, very briefly, the Mercedes of Max Scotts. Race leaders are coming through out of the Sud curve, and to start the final lap of the race they go, and the gap is 0.9 seconds. It goes out slightly. No mistakes required here for Daniel Karvits, and they're the only team, Karvits and Kirchhoff, to win more than 1 race. There could be 3 race wins if they seal the deal here with 1 lap to go. What about this though? Come on, says Sheldon van der Linde, cheering on, willing on his brother, giving him every positive vibe and piece of energy he can possibly transmit from the garage down there. The team likewise, the driver now, commitment, focus, do not make a single mistake. Haug there watching the racing just to the right of the picture. He wants the Mercedes to get through, but is there time? It's running out. This is where he'll get closest, but every time the door opens up, the Audi just seems to be able to sprint away. Max Scott's closing now. It's going to have to be a do-or-die move. Gets on the throttle again. Again, the Audi just gets away. If he's going to go for it, he's going to have to just throw one up the inside. But if they both come off, it could be disaster. It could be the end of their championship campaign. So, 4th place, better than nothing, but not quite what he wants. Here is the race leader, Daniel Karvits. Mathieu Hamanay is giving it everything here in closing the gap. He's closed the gap again on the last lap of the race. It's going to be the closest gap that we've had so far in the race, but he's only got 1 more corner to go. Marvin Kirchhoff with a terrific first stint. Daniel Karvits soaking up the pressure that's been coming all the way through. There is the checkered flag, third win of the season for the team. Callaway competition win. Kirchhofer and Karwitz with a well-timed victory. Second place to Hamane and Renaud from pole position. And what about third place? Kelvin van der Linde just about fends off the Mercedes of Max Gotz, who threw everything at him but couldn't ultimately get past. Fourth for Gotz, fifth for Haas. Claudia Hürtgen with a queue of cars behind rounds out the top six. Ludwig seventh, Vantor in eighth place. Estra from the back of the field ninth, thanks to his and Timo Bernhard's great work. And Beretta holding on to the final points position in 10th. A huge relief, collective sigh of relief there from the team down at Motorplast by Land Motorsport, because Sheldon van der Linde, I don't think he's drawn a breath for the last 10 or 15 minutes almost as he watched all of that go on. But Kelvin van der Linde with huge pressure on him there to hold on to that third place. Terrific drive. He might or might not be the champion this year, but that was a champion's drive from Kelvin van der Linde, because he had them not just knocking at the door but kicking the door in, and he still wouldn't let them in, he still wouldn't let them through. One tiny mistake there and it would have been game over. It would have been fourth, maybe fifth place. Max Gotz tried and tried and tried. They were seventh at one point. No, he says. That's not a happy, yes, I did it, I got back to fourth. That's a no. I wish I could have just, oh, what could I have done differently? How could I have got through? So many times he got alongside, so many times. And this was the view he was put with all the time, look, all the time, in the middle of the corner, getting alongside. And good clean racing. Good clean racing, and no way he was going to come through unfairly. In all credit to Max Gotz. But is it enough? Is it enough? Well, I'll tell you what it is enough for. It's enough to keep them in the championship fight. That is for sure. Once again, it goes down to the final race of the season. Kirchhofer and Karwitz, the winners, by 0.7 of a second after an hour of racing. Renaud and Hamane in second. The van der Linde's third.